Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig, and today I'm going to set the record straight. I'm going to talk about my favorite cowboy boot styles. Let's get into it. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know what my favorite styles are in cowboy boots and where my preferences lie in toe shape, in heel size, in leather, things like this. But I've never actually said it in one entire video, so I might as well just do that now so that you all know where I'm coming from and what my biases are when it comes to cowboy boot styles. Let's start out with the toe shape. My favorite toe shape is the medium round toe. This is my first cowboy boot. This is the Boulais model number 7031. And one of the big reasons why I got it was because of this toe style here. I absolutely love the medium round toe. My favorite toe shape by far because it looks great in all situations, from casual to more formal functions. The medium round toe can take you everywhere, and that's why I love it so much. Pretty much all of my style preferences in cowboy boots stem from this first boot, and that is also included in the heel. I really like the about 1.5 inch heel that's also underslung. It's iconic. That is the iconic cowboy boot heel. It looks great, it's comfortable all day long, and it works in many different situations. If you want to see all of the different styles that you can have in your cowboy boot heel, definitely check out the video above because I did that about a year or so ago. Another one of my preferences in cowboy boots is a leather lining all the way through. I absolutely love the leather feel all the way through the inside of the boot. Now, some have cloth lined. Now, this Ariat Rambler is unlined on the shaft, but on the vamp there is cloth lining in here, and I find that makes feet sweat a little bit more. So leather lined boots are more comfortable and cooler in the summertime from my experience, which is why I prefer leather lined boots. My favorite exotic skin is Cayman Belly. I prefer this to all other exotics overall. I mean, they all have their advantages and disadvantages, but when it comes down to, man, I just want to feel like I'm on top of the world and look like it too, I always reach for these boots. Cayman Belly is so reserved, but also really aggressive. It makes you feel powerful, but not like in your face powerful. It's also a really tough leather, so it feels great while you're wearing it too. So Cayman Belly is by far my favorite exotic leather that I have ever worn, and I would imagine it staying that way for quite some time just because I like the feel and I like the look quite a bit. When it comes to pull tabs over pull holes, I really don't have a preference. I mean, it's just about getting the boot on. So as long as the pull tabs don't tear, as long as they're stitched on there well enough, I mean, I'm fine with either. So that is a point where it's like I could go either way. Another area where I could go either way is in the two most popular colors, and that's black and brown, obviously. Now, I really don't care what color it is as long as you don't mix them. Now, I'm not a fan of putting brown on a black boot or black on a brown boot. So here's an example right here. I'm not a fan of the brown sole heel with the black uppers, or if there was brown inlaid, or if there was a black vamp and a brown shaft here. I don't like mixing browns and blacks. It just seems weird to me. It's just not my style. Now, I know many people out there say that it's fine and that it's cool, but I just don't like the different color leathers when mixed together. Those are the only two leathers that I'm just not so much a fan of. That is actually a very popular look out there. I don't want brown anywhere near my black boot or black anywhere near my brown boots. That's just my preference. Another area where I could kind of go either way is in the soles. Now, rubber soles versus leather soles have advantages and disadvantages all over the place. So it really depends on what you're doing. Now, I like the leather sole a little bit better than the rubber outsole, but again, like, it just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm going to be sitting around in a boot on a casual day, I'm probably gonna go for the leather sole just because I see the rubber outsole as more of a practical use in work, in rain, in nasty weather situations. The rubber sole is something that I usually would go to in those situations, but if it's just like kicking back, having some beers with my buddy, I'm gonna be going for the leather outsole cowboy boot. I think that's it. Insoles, that's right. This is my last preference. I prefer leather insoles over the foam and the gel insoles. Now that includes the leather insoles with just a little bit of foam, a little bit of comfort in there, and the hard leather insoles. And the reason why I like those better is because they form to your foot. And that way you have like little toe grooves in the boot forever. In the foam and the gel, you don't get those at all. And it's also just another thing that will break or wear away eventually, and you'll have to get those replaced. And then once you get those replaced, you completely lost all of the comfort that you had in that insole. So for the long run, the leather insole is much better than the gel or foam insole in my experience. Now I understand why a lot of people like it, because it is comfortable from the get-go. It feels like a sneaker. It feels like what we've always worn growing up if you didn't grow up in boots. So I get it, but the leather insole is where it's at. I'm telling you right now. So that's my preference for insoles. Now I wanted to share all of these preferences with you so you know my bias when I'm coming into some of these first impressions or in-depth reviews. I look at boots the way that I look at this boot today. If I ever collaborate with a brand and release a line of Jeremiah Craig cowboy boots, whoa, it will be based off of my experience with this Boulais model number 7031. I believe that this is the perfect boot, and a lot of my preferences that I have in cowboy boots have been built around this pair right here. Oh, single stitch welt too. I prefer single stitch welt, but that was probably pretty obvious. So that's what I got. Let me know what you think of my preferences, and let me know what your preferences are in cowboy boots down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe while you're at it, because I see a lot of you coming through in my analytics and only like 25% of you are even subscribed. So what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Peace. All leather lining and a medium round toe, underslung heels and a leather insole, plus Cayman Belly for an exotic that sings. These are a few of my favorite things in cowboy boots. My name is Jeremiah Craig, thank you for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe, yeah, I'll see you next time.